I'll check my oil every other day. This thing hasn't used a drop since I used it. I just had a fresh PM. My oil pressure's high, so tomorrow morning I'll check it. And make sure it's full, which I'm sure it will be. After that, I'll probably check it Friday or Saturday when I get parked on my post trip after it sits a while. I usually don't like checking unless it's been sitting at least 15. Technically, it should sit at least 15 minutes. That way, all the oil drips down and you can get an accurate reading. Check it right away. There's still probably a little bit of oil up in the head. And that, so this way it gives it a chance for that to drip down. And you get a more accurate reading. And then you're not overfilling it. Usually it'll, you know, if you turn it off and you check it, it's only slightly low, you know, like a hair's breadth low, then you're probably full. Now if you're a gallon low, you might want to let it sit a little longer and see if that comes up. Probably not going to be a gallon sitting up on the head. Might be a half gallon, quarter, you know, quarter or so sitting up there. That's why I usually like checking it after it's been sitting for about 15 minutes. It gives it a chance to run down, even out. It's even better if, like now with my APU, since I'll be sitting in a truck stop tomorrow, as long as I'm in a level spot, go and check it, because it won't have run for 8 hours, so any oil sitting anywhere will be down in the oil pan, so I'll get an accurate reading. But yeah, if you, I mean, wintertime it's kind of hard, because you know, you want to get moving as quick as possible, but you still got to do your pre-trip. You know, you might not have 15 minutes to leave it set, because that's how long your pre-trip is. So if you know, turn it off 15 minutes before you go out and do your pre-trip, you know, before you hit your 10 hours. Just a suggestion. Alright, let's wait until our time expires and let's get boogieing, because I may have to do a half-hour reset on my time. Since it's pretty much 70 miles an hour once I get out of Indiana, I don't want to go too fast, because I figured out the time that they're booking it at, and that's 68 miles an hour. I'm going to run like 66, 67 that way. If I do get in early, I can sit at a rest area and for half an hour, and that way I have enough time to go, because I'll gain a half hour back. Believe me, I doubt if they're going to unload me that fast. And then I'll go to the truck stop and set for the night and see what he finds me for the morning. Alright, see you in a little bit once we get rolling. Now this is one I haven't done in a while, is the picture-in-picture cam.
Head north toward I-74. In a quarter mile, merge onto I-74.
Trying to change things up. This is the shameless plug part of the video where, you know, please like, subscribe, you know, make a comment, because those are things that, you know, help YouTube YouTube algorithm to push my video a little more. Like I said, do some kind of comment. I mean, I've risen up to almost 18 subscribers on YouTube.
Continue on I-74
One
for
dropped off my
148 miles.
probably because I had that month off. But hopefully, but I do get a lot more views. I'm already, you know, on all the videos that finally went over there. I'm at 4,500 views there compared to like 3,400 here. I've got videos that got 185. Not that that's a lot compared to 3,000 or 4,000, but I don't get, you know, I won't be able to get more views if you don't like comment or like. Subscribing apparently isn't as important, but liking and commenting is. I mean, I'm not asking for a book. Ask me questions too. I mean, if you're somebody new, or even if you're, you know, if the subscribers that I do have, if you're not truck drivers, and you want to know what trucking's like, ask me some questions. I'll get to you. I'll answer back. I've answered, like on my OTR 700, comparing to the Rand McNally. I've got almost 3,500 views on that, and I've gotten asked questions and I answer back. It may not be like right away, but you know, I'll give. Remember, my first job is I drive for a living. Then this is the second job, and I make my you know, I'll answer comments like before, you know, I'm sitting getting loaded or something like that, as soon as I see it. So just make a comment, give me some direction, you know. You know, you could even say, believe me, I'm not going to take it to heart. If you said, well, I'd share more often if, you know, you did more FaceTime or on it, or that's why I've been trying to kind of do the face more than the driving part, and using music and just showing bits and pieces throughout the day. Like I said, just let me know what you're looking to see, and yeah, I know this winter hasn't been too bad so far for cold. I may, hopefully by the time I get back, we'll be back in normal weather, and you know, past any risk of being like 20 below. And I'll go back to doing like the backing. It's just so hard to try to remember to turn them on. That's the one thing that's probably the biggest non-plus of GoPro's app. Even DJI's app, you can't. So you got to go to each one to turn them on. If GoPro really wanted to make their app outstanding, they add a multi-view function. So if you had, say, you know, I imagine you can't do that many in there, but if you could do 4 cameras, but like I said, I mean, if I can get more steady, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use ATEM's Mini Pro, because I can do a multi-cam view, and then it records into one spot. I I just gotta figure out if I'm gonna get an iPad or if I'll get a Surface, because that's like a mini computer. You know, put that tablet in and then just have it record into that. That's my only issue, is bringing it all together and recording all four. Or at least all three. No, 1, 2, 3, all four of them. So that, because then I can just turn it on. You know, I just reach over, hit the one button. The only thing is I'll have to string HDMI cable, but that's and a constant power cable. But I can even get away with worst case scenario, making a bracket with that I can mount a external battery pack onto my mirror going right into the GoPro. The only thing is, now you get into it kills the waterproof part of it. So I'd have to make a modification to my underwater cases. So I gotta think about that. I'll figure it out. It'll take me a little bit of time, but even like I said, if I could get where I could run constant power to it and run the HDMI cable, because I think that's kind of what JVG does. If I can run that into an ATEM Mini Pro, I can set all these up that I just record to one source. And then just put them all together. Alright. That's my little rant or explanation right now. So enjoy the view for a little bit, and then I'm really good on fuel, so if I can get into Iowa to that Love's, I'll fuel there. So enjoy the ride. Hey everyone, well, we're at the delivery point. Called and called and called. One of their drivers was out here. I yelled at him. he said he didn't think that the warehouse got there till 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna call at 6 so I can say I called. But yeah, he said they don't start till 7. Why give me a 6 o'clock appointment? Freaking working with the government just screws you up. Alright, well, we'll see you in a little bit once we get unloaded. You gotta love this. They get here, so you figure, alright, generally most places 5 minutes before you can call them up and get a door assignment, or walk in and get a door assignment. I've been at places 15 minutes early, you know, before they technically open up and they give me a door assignment. So I call it 5 minutes to. Rings, 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 no answer. Call back at 2 minutes to 7. Rang 6 times and the guy finally answered. Jeez. Must be nice to work for the state. Well, we're backed in. Got the red light. Haven't felt it go in and out yet, so we'll see how long it takes to unload. See you in a little bit. Hey everybody. Well, if you're ever going to get a load here, for one, make sure you have a lot of time. As I stated in my last one, they gave me a dock assignment at 2 minutes to 7. Let me through. I was probably in my dock by 7:05, 7:10 at the latest. They turned the red light on, didn't touch me for an hour, and then they started unloading me. So plan to spend some time here. And that's ridiculous to spend to get in, to check you in, and then it takes an hour before they start unloading you. If you're going to do that, then make sure you have the double pallet forklifts so you can knock them off real quick. Well, that's my rant. Hopefully nobody stole my spot. I'll be heading over there right after this. Hey everyone. Well, we are at the truck stop. Checked in. I kind of figured it would be these parking spots. They had a couple of them screwed up. So I dropped the trailer right in the middle of two of them. But got in. Didn't know you could go around. I just kind of spun around and backed in. But I'm in a spot. All set. We'll see you in the morning. You have a good evening. Sorry about not paying attention. I got a little ADD tonight. Yeah, like I said, if you ever go to the Iowa alcohol thing in Des Moines, it's really anarchy. Yeah, if they say 6 o'clock, I'd verify that. I don't know if they, because my fleet manager said he had a guy come here and he was at 6 o'clock. Now, during the summer, they may do 6 o'clock. During the winter, they may go to 7. But it was 7 o'clock when they finally got there. If you get there at 6, you just wasted an hour. So I would verify it. Almost positive it's going to be 7. That way it'll save you from leaving too early and burning any hours, especially if you've been, you work for somebody that was able to schedule a pickup for you late at night. This way you won't miss it. Just so you know though, they are slow. 3 hours. Well, 3 hours. If I would have got there at 7, I'd have been there 2 hours. 2.5 hours. So figure 2.5 hours, 3 hours to unload if you're the first person. If you're second or third, I figure longer. Because it sounded like they only had one guy unloading. So it could be 4 or 5 hours before you get unloaded. So, you draw your own conclusions from that and schedule yourself accordingly. All right, have a good night. See you in the morning.